It started with a message that felt harmless. Just a reply to my Instagram story. He said he liked the song I posted, and I replied with a simple thank you. His name was Ayan, a guy from another university, whom I had met once at a mutual friend's party. Nothing serious, but that message turned into a conversation, and that conversation turned into a routine. Soon, we were talking every day. Good mornings, long chats at midnight, even little jokes only we understood. I kept telling myself it was nothing, just a friend. But deep down, I knew it was something else. I had a boyfriend, Zayan. We had been together for almost 2 years. He was kind, stable, and deeply loyal. He trusted me completely, and I used that trust like a shield. Every time guilt tried to creep in, I told myself that I hadn't done anything wrong. I hadn't lied. I hadn't touched. I hadn't cheated, at least not physically. But when you start waiting for someone else's messages more than your boyfriend's, haven't you already crossed a line? There was a night I remember clearly. Ayan and I were on a call, laughing about something dumb. I told him, jokingly, "Don't stop talking tonight. Just keep going." I was lying on my bed in the dark, phone pressed to my ear. He replied, "I won't stop unless you ask me to." I didn't, and he didn't. That night, I felt more seen and heard than I had in months. And that's when I realized I was emotionally cheating, and I didn't want to stop. It's easy to justify something when no one knows about it. I kept my chats with Ayan hidden, turned off message previews, and avoided talking about him around Zayan. But slowly, my relationship with Zayan began to rot from the inside. I was distracted when we were together, distant when he needed me, and cold when he tried to be close. He asked me once softly, "Are you sure you're happy with me?" I smiled and said yes. I lied. Things with Ayan grew complicated. He started asking me about Zayan, whether I loved him, whether I'd ever leave him. I avoided those questions. I wasn't ready to give up what I had, even though I was already halfway out. I wanted both, one for comfort and one for excitement. It was selfish. I knew that. But I also knew I had started something I didn't want to end. Eventually, Zayan found out. He saw a message from Ayan pop up on my screen. He didn't yell. He didn't accuse. He just stared at me and asked, "Who is he?" I couldn't answer. The silence between us was heavier than any scream. That day, I watched everything we had built fall apart because of something. I didn't have the courage to stop. Ayan was still there, waiting. But once Zayan was gone, everything felt different. The thrill was replaced with guilt. The comfort turned into discomfort. The fun suddenly looked like betrayal. I realized I had lost something real, chasing something temporary. And no matter how many times Ayan messaged, it never felt the same again. Looking back, I wish I had asked him to stop. That first night, when I told him not to, I wish I had meant it differently. But I didn't, and he didn't stop. And now, neither can the regret.